Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to take a look at the article, The Founding of Chicago. We are going to take a look at the first section, the first people of Chicago together. We are going to note the key details and what the main idea is of this passage. So let's take a look here using my tools on the side, and you can follow along in your online benchmark universe account where you can use the same tools to highlight, make things larger, underline, and making notes in the margin. So taking a look at the beginning, the founding of Chicago by Vaughan Smith, the first people of Chicago. Native Americans have lived in the Chicago region of Illinois for thousands of years. The area served as home as trade center for different tribes before the arrival of European settlers. The Mississippians built large cities in the region. The one tribe that was part of the group of Native Americans in the Midwest is known as mound builders. They built huge mounds of earth, which they used as burial grounds and centers for religious ceremonies. One of these mounds is called Monk Mound. These early people built great civilization, but they disappeared sometime around 1600. Some historians think they may have been forced to move from major cities when their population had grown too large and they ran out of natural resources. Others believe that the diseases introduced by European settlers may have caused a decline in their numbers. So, taking a look at the first paragraph here, we have the Native Americans have lived in the Chicago region of Illinois for thousands of years. I'm going to go ahead and highlight that as a key detail of this article. So you can go ahead and use your highlighter on the side to highlight that right there. In addition, the Mississippians built cities and huge mounds. So right here, the Mississippians built large cities in the region. Okay, they built huge mounds of earth, which they used as burial ground. I'm going to include that. And I'm also going to include here where it says that they disappeared sometime around 1600. Those are the key details that support the main idea. Now, when we talk about main idea, we're talking about the overall main idea of the segment. As we've talked about before, articles can have multiple main ideas, especially when we have multiple headings or subheadings, I should say, under the main part of the article. So in the margin, I'm going to make a note that the text, that the changes in their society, and I'm referring to the society of the Native Americans, caused the early Native Americans to disappear. Now, again, there are various thoughts about how that happened or why that happened. The historians, if you look down here, it says the historians think that they may have been forced to move from major cities when their populations had grown too large and they ran out of natural resources. So there are several ideas. However, these are the changes, the things that we highlighted are the changes that occurred in their society as the first people of Chicago. I'm going to make this a little bit larger, maybe not quite that large. And I'm going to correct some of my spelling errors. Changes in their society caused the early Native Americans to disappear. And these key details support that. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take a look at the Europeans arrived segment, paragraphs 3, 4, and 5. And you're going to do the same thing, highlighting the key details and making note in the margin on the side what the main idea is. Now, as you can see at the top of my screen, I have this cloud. I'm going to change my save my changes to the cloud. So when I come back to this, everything that we just did together is here. I'm going to click done and I am finished for today. Thank you for watching.